Cool. So is the pair pretty much Borka 1 Iona like we thought?
It is Borka 1 Iona. So we are now live. Welcome back, guys. This is round 4 of the Giga-con Masters. We are back with Brandon Andrews. He is still in it. I'm sure everyone's shocked. He's a very good player. Some people know him from a lot of places, but from what was the big event? Was it Lock and Load?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he won War Machine Weekend.
That's right.
As well. If I recall, it was Ghost Fleet versus Axis. It was Denny won Ghost Fleet versus Axis Clockwork Legions.
Yeah, so actually, sorry, I was zoning out. I was working. So almost mirror match.
Yeah.
It was almost the exact same match we played earlier.
He is on a different side of the table, though, right?
And we did change up the terrain a bit.
Yep.
And John, who is our other player, his list is a little different.
Yep. And John is a guy who is in Macon, down near Columbus, Georgia. And he comes up probably every time we have a pretty big tournament. And we've had some good games. I like John. John is playing Circle. He has Kruger 2 and Iona, and he decided he didn't want to play Kruger 2 into some anti-shooting list, which seems like a smart call.
Yeah, really.
So he decided that he was going to play Iona. His Iona has a Warpwolf Stalker and a Gnarlhorn Satyr, and the Tharn Blood Shaman. He's got Lord of the Feast, a Ravager Shaman, Boilmaster and Cauldron, Bridget and Call, full Blood Weavers with the Horror Specs, 2 units of that, and 2 units of Ravagers max. Brandon, of course, has Borka 1 with the Dire Troll Mauler and a Sea King, Eilish Garrity, Fellcaller, the Max Stone Scribe, or Max Stonebearers and Stone Scribe Elder, Max Finblades with the UA, and the Trollkin Long Riders. So, notably, John's got the ability to give his Iona Earth's Blessing, which is no knockdown and can't be moved by a slam.
Earth's Blessing?
Yeah.
Yes. No knockdown, can't be made stationary, can't be moved by a slam.
So that's going to be relevant.
Can't be pushed either.
It's going to be relevant if we end up with the Sea King again. Because one of the things that Brandon did last time was take the treasure objective.
Yes.
And so it gives him rerolls when he needs to boost a hit. Like last time he needed to boost a 12. So he's got the chance to boost and take some swings and try to knock down. But if Iona's able to spend 1 to cast Earth's Blessing, she's always high defense. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think. This will be a little bit, maybe a little tighter. He doesn't have the same ability to remove, so he does because he's Tharn. I was going to say he doesn't have the same ability to remove infantry, which is false because he's Tharn.
Yeah.
But I sometimes wonder if the bird is doubling down on the same thing. But I mean, the bird's also good at other stuff. But
the bird is pretty awesome. I love the bird, but I think that some of the tools that John has in his list are pretty great for what he's got to deal with.
Well, so he has the Blood Shaman as well. So he has Divine Inspiration available. Also, I didn't realize that Bridget and Call were only 7 points. That hurts my soul. Like as much effort as I put into killing them, that makes me really sad.
You say that, but you casually remove them in every game we play.
I mean, not Bridget and Call. Usually just Bridget, and then I'm like, cool. There's a Ravager there.
Yeah. They're casual.
The 7-point Ravager,
who hits harder than a Ravager.
Even without Bridget?
No, he's just harder to remove.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kill Bridget, and then I'm like, cool, there's another Ravager.
Yes, and Andrew Barney is on. Yeah, you noticed it is the same match, except for it's a different players. Well, one different player.
Different player, slightly different Iona. I mean, yeah. like we said last time, I'm pretty sure this is Brandon's.
I don't know if it's his drop, but I think it's like he's playing around with it, and he said it's probably. I think he was implying that it's fairly good, at least playable.
Yeah. I think it's kind of what he anticipates dropping into Circle.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how good it is in general.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I could play it and lose a bunch of games, but that doesn't really mean it's not a good list. I lose games with good lists all the time. I think the weirdest like tech piece for me is Eilish, right? But Puppet Master is really relevant.
Eilish?
Yeah, I mean, and keeping spells off your Sea King.
It just is a really good.
I
think it's
spells,
really good.
That's Orin, but
well, it's removing upkeeps,
Yeah.
so it's really good anti-rebuke stuff if you want to activate. And Band of Heroes doesn't like rebuke. Most infantry lists don't like rebuke. And if you're going to do it as a circle drop, you want to be anti-rebuke because you might get Kruger too.
yeah,
Right. So
Kruger 2 seems to have fallen out of the meta, which is weird because he's still really good. But I realize that there is one theme that entirely shuts him down.
well, I think the meta shifted, and that's a positive. I think he's still really good. He's totally playable. But,
Yeah, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and John's got him in his pair, right? So I'm interested to see what happens. Brandon got first turn again, which is, of course, super relevant.
So he's tossing Arcane Ward, I believe. I think is the name of the spell. Borka's +2 defense and can't be targeted by magic abilities or magic attacks. He put that on the Fen Blades.
Okay.
And he walked up. So he's got the stone grouped up. I think he's gonna jam those Fen Blades up outside of threat range. So he can send them in and do some work on those Ravagers next turn. And then he's got the Tufflo. Tufflo, I think, in Brand of Heroes, I still stand by. It's a little sad he can't fit. It's hard to fit Horthel into a troll list like this. But I think that the Tufflo are really good against Ravagers. Particularly with his feet, since they out-threaten Ravagers pretty good. So, I mean, and the slams mean that it's even kind of hard for them to play around that completely, right? They can't even just like, oh, you can get my front line. It's like, well, I might just slam your front line into your back line, and they're POW 14s on the slams. So, turns out, most Ravagers don't like POW 14s.
No, isn't there armor 14?
15.
Yeah. So 6 to kill.
They got rapid healing and tough, and on the slam they won't get to make it as long as they've got a Hunter's Grace around. But it's still rough. They don't like that. They're not fond of it. So I think we have
Well, so they can't tough, right? So
they can if they have Hunter's Grace because there's no knockdown. On a
No,
slam,
Band of
they would
Heroes.
be able to because it's not a basic attack.
I got you. I thought it was just, and I'm just
I
reading
believe
this.
it's. I think it's basic melee attacks, but it might be melee attacks. I don't think it is. You have to build a list to see the benefit.
You know, just get good at War Room.
Get good. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at most things.
Models disabled by a melee attack made by a Trollblood warrior model in this army cannot make a tough roll.
Yeah, I think that means that the slam at least is
Yeah,
takedown.
right?
That's that
Like
makes
the collateral
it even better.
damage isn't right.
That makes
but
it even better.
Like if you slam into another Ravager, that Ravager can rapid heal. But the real issue is,
Man, that's even better.
yeah, like your impact attacks are melee attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's rough, right? So
I think Tuffler are really solid. Also, I'm not exactly sure why John chose this fire. I think he's just gonna just accept the fact that it's there.
I wonder if he's thinking that he might be able to hide Iona there, like behind the cloud,
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
because Brandon doesn't have Eyeless Sight.
Yeah.
That may be a way, like,
Because fire's pretty rough on
Tharn.
actually, yeah, on Tharn, and maybe he's just like, maybe I can use it and it doesn't really affect trolls much because he's got the UA, so he can just be like, I'm not gonna be on fire this turn.
Yeah.
He hits hard enough that he doesn't care that much.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is something. My guess is hiding models behind the fire, or behind the cloud rather. I mean, it is on fire. No two clouds are not on fire. Anyway.
What?
Look, we're round 4 and I'm 4 beers in. Leave me alone.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll be right back.
Yep. I made Rob do all the work while I went to get a beer, and I thought he said he didn't want a beer, and he said the opposite of that. So Rob has left for a little bit to go grab a beer. We'll watch what John's doing. Jacob Collins is with me. Oh. Yep, we killed somebody to give divine inspiration. Yep. So he's checking for cover. No cover. Yep. He's got divine inspiration, so he's just gonna try and get this bad boy. Oh, so this is Feast. Feast teleports. So he's just going to kill a bunch of Tuffalo. Which realistically is probably a good use of Feast. I mean, they have 8 boxes. Their armor 18 or 20, so he might not be able to kill a bunch of them, but stopping them is probably a good call. Yep. He's dice minus 4, so their armor 20. Oh, here comes Rob. Rob, we have a Feasty boy.
A Feasty boys.
Yep, he divine inspiration
boys.
and loaded up Feast and sent him into the Tuffalo, which is a move I like.
Yes, that is a big shallow water, so that he can get amphibious concealment from the gargantuan amphibious concealment rules. Oh wait. Yeah, so that's a swamp. There's a little bit of glare because we got light right above it, but yeah, it's a swamp. We use some 3D terrain.
Oh, got some dead Tuffalos.
I hope he didn't hear us talk about how I think they're really good in this matchup. What's he shooting them with?
Lord of the Feast is hitting them with his sword. That's why when you sat down, I said we had Feasty boy on some Tuffalo.
Oh god, that's bad.
Yeah, I think these are 3 dead Tuffalo, which is a big deal.
Yeah, because they have to also then go use their activation to kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's got one more corpse, so that probably means he kills his 3rd one, yeah.
Yep.
Woo!
I mean, as his strength goes down, it gets worse, but...
It's not that bad. Well, so this will be a 13.
Yep.
So dice off 7.
Yep. And
okay.
no damage. So he got 2. Which
that still
is
sucks.
still pretty good.
I mean, given this list, I actually think that's probably a good spot because, I mean, he could have done killed a ton of Fenblades. That's the other option, I think.
Sure. I think the Tuffalo are scarier.
Well, so the thing is I don't think this ties up his models better, right? So if he goes kills some Fenblades, he's not going to kill all of them.
Right.
And they have Vengeance.
Sure.
So he gives him some extra threat. And he doesn't mean, it probably doesn't mean that the Lord of the Feast lives. This way, it's harder for him to unpack the Tufflo, even if he has no more attacks into him, to make the Tufflo do what we were talking about, which is, RFP impact attacks into...
Well, it's not the RFP, right? It's just the no tough.
The no tough. Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah, you're right. No tough impact attacks into the Ravagers, right? So... Also, Feisty Boy, he hungry and he need nerfed. And I play him. I still stand by that he needs nerfed. And he's getting it.
In fairness, he probably could have done that same thing.
Done that same thing with what?
With the nerfs that they're talking about.
Oh yeah, I think he would have done the same thing, and that's why I think what they're talking about will apply well personally. I think he'll still do something that other Tharn won't be able to. He's not going to murder infantry crazy, but he'll still threaten hard targets really well, which is, I think, a cool spot. And he won't threaten.
Right.
We got, Death Power is powerful. I think the problem with, we don't need to get into that conversation. That's a conversation that's been had over and over and over again. But, I get why you want it, because if he doesn't, he just murders infantry, and Tharn already do that real well. So, like,
looks like we're just running Bloodweavers.
But that's kind of, to me, I guess that's the end of it. But, so he's running Bloodweavers.
Yep.
I actually thought they're pretty good drop here, but... It's probably better to just not trigger Vengeance on that unit of Fenblades.
How many is he going to get? One or two?
Killing Spree, he could get a bunch if he could get charging. But he probably, I don't think he gave him a charge.
I don't think he had charge.
He didn't give him a charge.
That's what I meant.
So.
Yep, so she's just running and she's just in command. Yep. So John's just confirming that with feet, those Fen Blades go 15 without Vengeance.
Oh yeah, that's also pretty fun. And they have mosh pits, pretty nice.
Yeah. So, I want to be really soft about this, but I really kind of just am thinking that he's about to get Sea King'd again.
Well,
he hasn't moved Iona yet, so I don't know.
Also, Earth's Blessing, hyper relevant compared to that matchup.
Sure, but he's not over a wall this time.
Well, yeah, but he has to hit.
He has to hit 10s.
Has to hit 10s. And the moment he misses, if he sits on 2...
So but he can get 2 sets of rerolls, Treasure Hunter and Puppet Master.
He doesn't have Puppet Master.
Eilish Garrity.
Oh, that's also part of it. Yeah, that's right. Another reason to have Eilish in there. Because Eilish is just all around good, turns out. Yeah.
Yep, she casts Earth's Blessing on herself.
No, I don't. I have an adamantine.
Yeah, I think John's seeing this, and John also played a fair amount of Trolls, so that's part of it, I think.
Yeah.
He knows Trolls relatively well.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh man, now I just want to tell weird stories. It's getting to that time of day, Matt. And now Matt's just into the let's just actually do this because I'm really into this.
So she's
game.
cast Sherford on herself now? Or no, on the Ravagers. I was like...
Be real scared of that.
I was like... She's got Phantasm on herself, so she's on 1. Wait, yeah, 2.
Okay.
He checked range and said it's out of 14. I don't know that I believe that. If he
They'll play it how
checked,
they play it.
if he checked, then he checked, right? Like,
We got a kind of weird angle. There's some. It's hard to tell. This is not normally the angle we look at. So
I was trying to gauge by the zones, but looking further, I think he's right. I mean, also he has a tape measure, so he would know.
also, it's not like you're known to be a little poor on the spatial estimation.
Yep. All right. So I honestly think if Brandon can stay in it, this might end up being a clock issue. It's because John's pretty scared, and he's going to make a lot of attacks.
That kind of part of me wonders. So, Brandon walks into events like this. I mean, he's a great player, but he does walk into events like this with kind of people know who he is, and I sometimes wonder how much of that affects people's play around him.
Right, like when you play somebody that's like when I play the better people in our meta, I generally am worse on clock.
Yeah, same.
So how much of that is?
I mean, it could just be we're not good enough to notice that he's putting these people in really tough situations.
I mean, I would believe that.
I would believe that, like,
So he's
wholeheartedly.
He's checking 14 and is out.
Well, it's also tough with being so heavily out-threatened by a list like this. But what's funny is the reason I love the Sea King is yes, he's not going to get into melee with them. Well, probably not. I don't see it. But he has such a fantastic gun,
Right.
particularly against an army of living models.
Right.
Oh, wait. He's playing one.
What?
Just yawning. I've been on that stream train.
Choo choo.
Choo stream. Streaming. It's kind of weird how exhausting sitting at a computer and talking at it for a while.
I'm just ready to go sleep.
I'm like,
It's sleepy times.
all I've been doing, we could go get some more beer and snuggle.
No. Just,
You're just not even going to respond to that.
tired.
Well, I still got the other shot comments. It's on too, so.
I think the beers might have backfired.
It's fine. There's a lot of. I think the Bloodweavers really make this a good. I think the Bloodweavers are really good. They help him deal with the fact that he's out ranged.
Yeah, I think that was a good move.
Yeah.
I think John, I mean, he took a little bit of time on his first turn, but, I actually think he's got the advantage here in a lot of ways. Especially once he pulled out those 2 tough low and gave a really tough spot. The obstruction makes Feast hard to get rid of.
Yep. I bet you can knock Feast down.
What?
I said, quote, I bet you can knock Feast down.
I know that.
I'm interested in what this Sea King does.
He's gonna shoot.
I've spent a command blank already for those guys listening.
Woo.
Another one to let those guys.
Woo.
Sea King's going first. Taking a swing.
Oh, he's meleeing it. He's
Yeah.
gonna clear some of these Bloodweavers.
Yep.
Probably a better decision. He's got to get some out of the way.
Yep. He's just
Use
killing
that
his,
4-inch melee to your advantage.
Yep. He's just killing as many as he can.
Well, this also means he's not giving him the Seeking. So,
Yeah.
Because he's going to get into him.
Yeah.
So,
Is there anything? I don't see anything, but I might be missing it. Are there Blood Weavers in the way of those Fin Blades? After
we
he
do
post
have-
the Sea King?
Let's get funky and let's blow up our weird side table.
What? Yeah, it looks like there's one.
Yeah, there's one in the way, guys. We can see it. Now we're going back down to small view. Funkiness going on in
All right.
here.
So, all right. So Stone did +1 strength and the extra armor. So. Oh no! This turn is going to be really interesting for me. I'm just
He's intent on watching things.
yeah. It's going to be an interesting. Excuse me, turn. He's asking about threats and stuff. He's trying to stay, not give out a bunch.
I think he's gonna.
I think what he wants is to feet, right? Like he wants to get a pretty solid alpha.
I'm curious to see what he's doing. Like, so he's gonna kill Lord of the Feast and I think repo out of threat. That's what he's doing. So he's just gonna. So that makes me think he's not gonna feat this turn.
He killed Feast.
I don't think he's gonna feat this turn.
No, he's not. What I meant was I think he's going to save his feet.
Oh yeah. So he's gonna mini feat on the Fen Blades.
Yes,
Oh.
because Blood Weavers only have one.
They have a half-inch melee.
Only have a half.
So
inch.
he's got two guys that are in the way. Yeah, he's gonna repo these guys out of threat.
Yep.
Repo those guys out of threat. The guy who's hurt is just
Yeah.
kind of serving up as a lamb. But those two can probably do a fair amount of work. Ravagers aren't a particularly big unit.
Well, yeah, and the other thing too is they've got a lot of attacks between the impact attacks and the cavalry hammers.
Sure, I'll blow this up a little bit more. But I wanted to look at Brandon's sweet head. Oh, and now the camera just cut out, so we'll have to fix that.
Borka's getting drunk at the club.
At the club.
Arcane Ward's on the Sea King now.
There we go. Alright. So we got a little bit more over here. Boom. We got that. That should give us a better view. So you can actually see what's kind of going on down there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we got gray models, and aerial view is not the best for picking them out. It's even worse when they are unpainted. But you can see you've got a Blood Weaver tying up two Fen Blades. And then two Blood Weavers actually, which blended in that we didn't notice right here and here, that are actually kind of blocking some solid charge lanes.
And that's relevant that John chose not to trigger Vengeance. Do Fin Blades? Because he's got some good charges. Blood Weavers only have half-inch melee, right?
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to get a real good spot into that middle group because of the sort of like triangle they're laid out. He can charge around them. He can get, I think, one in on that top bubble, and then he can probably get the bottom half got cleared out pretty well. So I think he can probably get some good charges in there.
So he's put the Felt Fall on that unit of
The Fen Blades.
the Fin Blades, and I think he's going to go with them. Oh. Yep.
Yeah, so I believe they have the horror specs on them. To answer your question about the, I believe the unit has the horror specs. Correct?
Yeah, both of the units have horror specs. And one's ambushing, which is going to be relevant. Even if he does a bunch of work up top, it's going to be relevant because they'll come in and do bad things to
Yeah. He's got an ambushing unit that's not on the table yet. And that's actually, I don't utilize that enough, and sometimes I think that's a problem with my play when I play Devour Toast, is how powerful this camera. It's driving me nuts, guys. Sorry. Been having trouble with it all weekend.
Theoretically, it's
There we
working
go.
now.
There we go. Saw some movement. All right.
So yeah,
Yeah, so those half inches kind of suck for blocking, but the bodies are still blocking lanes.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Rob actually shouldn't stream because he's too concerned with how the stream looks to talk.
Well, we need somebody else to just sit there, and I can just sit in a corner and make sure it's looking all right. Yeah, so they're the AD ones. They ran up ahead, and I think it's because there's gray. The gray are really hard to count in there,
Yeah.
unfortunately. He killed, how many did he kill on his with
3.
the Sea King?
The Sea King killed 3.
So we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not sure where the 4th one that should be around is alive, but I'm
Yep.
fairly certain. We've got the lists.
Yep. So we.
Yeah, we have the list right here. He
Yep.
might have also. Yeah, they both have horror specs though.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just drop it.
Behind the table. Oh.
Yeah, got it. So
So he killed. Yep, he's just killing models with his charges. Yep. Yep, so he looks like he killed 3 Ravagers.
that's pretty good. And he's only given him really.
And then he's going to repo.
Well, so he's only given him like probably 4, maybe 5 max. They're gonna get vengeance, but they'll be hard pressed to clear a lot of them.
John's going to counter slam, which is a great rule that,
Yes,
that never
'cause
happens.
The Gnarlhorn and Trolls are one of the few models that you can probably reliably counter slam. Let's see how this goes. You see that Gnarlhorn? He's coming in, and brammo! I just wanted
Yep.
to do that. I had to do that.
Bam!
Brammo!
So
Now let's see if he hits. I want to see this work because I've never.
he hit.
Oh yeah. I hate to root against it because he's the underdog here in this matchup, but I have never seen a successful Gnarlhorn
He
counter
did not
slam.
roll enough to kill him. He rolled. It's
Oh,
PAL
he still gets
12
the slam.
versus armor 15.
Wait, did they just do that wrong?
What?
Oh, okay, good.
But they're also hard, so it wouldn't matter. Literally, the only
Oh,
time
they
I've
don't
ever
take collateral damage either.
the
yeah.
only time I've ever seen hard or counter slam work.
I want to point out, I have played Trolls almost solidly for 2.5 years until like the last 5 months. I have actually never had hard come up.
Well, technically they didn't either because his model
Didn't take collateral,
didn't get there.
but never had it come up. That would have been beautiful.
Yep. So he'll probably lose most of that unit of fin blades because of the ambushers.
Well, oh yeah, because that table edge is pretty close. So he's going to be coming in from that edge, and it's going to be.
So that was a decent turn. Do some attrition work.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to take out Ravagers, right? The Bloodweavers are still scary on the Fenblades. They'll do a lot of work.
Yeah. Of course.
The fact that Feast killed 2 Tufflo, I think is pretty tough. That's tough. Gosh darn it. What happened? What is with this camera? Somehow it...
So we have some ambushing chicks.
The second camera's nice.
Rob, remind me, do the Bloodweavers have Grievous Wounds as an attack type?
Yes, they do!
Okay. And do they have... Rob's not going to answer my question. He's going to continue to get up and wander around. Yeah, so Vengeance is going to be relevant here. Vengeance is going to be relevant as they get some more dice or corpse tokens and closer to the rest of the unit.
Boom, we got it back. All right. Bringing the best views. Well, they're not the best views, but they're actually not. I like this one. Probably have to incorporate it a little bit more. Decent views. You can at least see what's going on there.
Bad tournament for me.
Not tomorrow.
Upkept Phantasm and Surefoot. He's asking about the arm of the Sea King, so
I'll tell you that one. It's 21.
is the Sea King Bridget and Call's Prey?
Seems like a reasonable thing. Oh, is that just out? I don't know if he did that on purpose.
I'm almost positive he did.
That would be good. So that makes me think that yes, that's their prey. Because Call could.
Also, he was talking about with Hunter's Mark, and he definitely has Arcane Ward on the Sea King.
I thought he had it on the Fin Blades.
No, he put it on the Sea King last
swapped
turn.
it over?
Yep.
Oh, good. Missed that one.
Nope, I said it out loud, Rob.
I missed it, not you. I'm a bad person.
The camera probably wasn't working, and so you stopped doing anything else other than raging about the camera. So we got the Blood Weavers coming in on these Fin Blades.
Sorry. Not actually sorry. Just trying to make the screen look good.
All right.
Giving me a hard time.
Do they have Killing Spree natively?
No, they need the Night Witch. Night Witch gives them Killing Spree.
All right, so they don't have Killing Spree. They're just going to kill a bunch of Fin Blades.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. It will be.
So he needs boosted. He needs boosted 9s because he needs. Oh, he needs boosted 3s because of Gang.
Yeah. Whew. It's been a long day here at Giga-bites.
Yep. 3 damage to the UA, so the UA is still alive. Dice off 5.
Well, that's pretty important because Cleave is not something you really want to lose against right now. Is that the UA?
No, the UA already took an attack.
Oh, he's way in the back,
alive.
I think.
That's 5.
Well,
I actually think that failing to kill that the guy right up front may screw with his Ravagers getting in. All right.
well, yeah, because 2-inch melee, they don't want to take a free strike.
Yeah, I think that I think that Call just walked over. No, it's a solo walked over there, but I can't.
Let's see what it is. Get ready for Expando Vision. It's hard to tell from that angle. It's beyond our view.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we don't have a good angle on that, whatever model he's using. But
It's probably the Shaman.
it might be. Does he have White Man in
No,
this?
he has a Ravager Shaman.
He's got the Shaman list, not the White Man. Matt, I want to point out we just had a zone out moment. We're
No.
just like way tired and
No,
way
I'm
invested
actually
in
really
this game.
interested as I watch this. He's charging. I was trying to determine how much he could Pac-Man.
I mean, he can do a lot. He got rid of that. Did he get the shaman out of the way?
Yeah,
So, barring some solid tough rolls, which will just slow him down, I think that Fendblade unit's dead.
yep. So they have overtake. He mini-feeded.
Yeah, so they've overtaken. It's not berserk, but it's kind of like a weird pseudo berserk, where they get corpses.
Yeah.
And so, if you tough or something, like if you just kill a living model, you get their corpse. You overtake, you buy an attack. So it kind of ends up being berserk, but it's not. I'm sure a lot of people watching are familiar with it. But those who may not have had the experience of being Tharned with Ravager, that's what happens. They will surprise you with how many infantry a single piece will eat.
All right, first tough.
Boom, that's how you do it. Just roll tough checks, and then trolls feel really undercosted. Buys attack, gets the overtake, but he's on 0 corpses now, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's on 1 corpse, so he gets to buy the attack.
Yeah, I mean, like, because you knock him down, then you buy an attack.
So if you toss, then it's done. That's why I said it really matters on how well
Well,
Brady
no,
toss.
because you start with a corpse on the Ravagers.
No, he has 1 corpse.
Yeah, so he hits him the first time, he toughs, he buys an attack, gets a corpse.
I know, so it really matters how
He has
well
a-
Brandon
He has a
toughs.
tough like twice in a row, like with 2 different
Yeah.
models. Yeah.
So if he had toughed there,
I got
it
you.
would have stopped that model's activation.
I guess the idea is he's going to kill those with the Sea King next turn.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's planning, something silly like that, which, I mean, I would do. Snacking. Nom, 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 nom.
Right.
Why
he's
did
just
I
gonna
make
have
that
to,
noise?
He's, no, because you're tired. But also, I was just thinking he has to figure out how to not die to Brazier and Call, but maybe he has a plan. Because his plan shouldn't be Arm 21.
No, Arm 21 is probably not the right plan there.
However,
Although maybe.
Bridget and Call is speed 6,
Yes.
charges 3,
9.
so threat's 11.
Yes. Hunter's Mark.
Can't Hunter's
Arcane
Mark with
Ward.
Arcane Ward. So
Also,
Four-
defense 11, armor
I was
21.
I was gonna say with 4-inch melee, he actually probably doesn't have to get in range.
super hard. Well, he needs to kill a bunch of these Ravagers.
Yeah,
But yes, you might.
but that's
be
what I
right.
mean. Like he might be able to kill the Ravagers without doing a lot of moving.
Yeah. Well, also don't count Borka out. Borka likes to do work.
Yep.
And he has a Mauler in this list too. And the Mauler isn't particularly important in this list. Well,
Right.
not in this list, but in this matchup.
Yeah.
Because he's one-shotting most things in the entire
Yeah.
list anyway.
Yeah.
I guess the Gnarlhorn's dice plus, might be dice plus 2 or it's dice even or something like that. And then, so I guess it might be even better if he was higher, right? But whatever. He'll 1 round any of those.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much the whole unit of Finblades.
Yeah, that was pretty likely to happen.
Yeah.
Like, he had to roll really clutch tough rolls. is
Sure.
what it is. And that's just not something to count on.
He missed the Sea King with the 3. That's fun.
Because it is defense 11 right now. Oh, wait, no, is it 10? He might be
No,
base
it's
8. Oh, yeah, because he's a 7, so he needs an 11. He needs a 4.
He did 4 damage to the Sea King, but it has snacking. Nom 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 nom. So that's not going to
Also, don't forget, Sea King has Boldo.
Also knock. Do they have? I'm trying
He
to
has,
remember. If
he has
that's-
crit knockdown, but he has Mosh Pit.
Oh yes, crit knockdown.
Mosh Pit was how he just auto knocked down.
I got you.
So for those of you who missed the earlier game, this match looks very familiar to the first or second round match, which was Brandon
It was
Andrews
second round.
versus who was that?
Cade Scott.
Cade Scott. That's right, out of Georgia.
I think so.
Is that I think.
So
Who was also playing Iona, but the Sea King landed on Iona
overall,
over a wall, and with Mosh Pit managed to hit Given that I think he had 2 rerolls, that's maybe not that.
No, he
weird.
only had 1 reroll for some reason.
Well, maybe he forgot to have Puppet Master. And so he manages to hit and knock down, and then a Sea King's just there at dice plus 10. So,
All right.
tough lower dying.
Yep.
1.
That tough low died.
What are those?
I think that actually Bridget shot them.
Yeah,
the
they're
tough
pretty
low.
early. Or her prey isn't the tough low, is it?
I think it is actually. I think he said it was prey on the tough low.
So actually, I mean, the tough low probably die next turn though. So
Right.
the Sea King's in a tough spot.
So if John doesn't know that the Sea King has bulldoze, he might put Iona in a bad place this turn.
I think he knows, but we'll find out. Also, even if he does know, mistakes happen.
Well, also, at least for me, bulldoze is hard to plan around.
Yeah, it's rough. It's really rough.
Also, Brandon can try and
Also, 4-inch melee
yeah.
and bulldoze is like really hard to plan around.
Because even if you're base to base with him, he can hit something 6 inches away because he can just bulldoze 2 inches away and then still have.
Well, not exactly sure why our camera keeps dying.
I don't know.
It's
They hate
unfortunate.
you.
Probably a loose,
All right.
loose port or something.
Personally, I blame Obama.
Bad.
What? Oh, he's not president anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Fair.
I guess that's not true. We still refer to him as President Obama, right? So, I mean, like that's like not just Obama, like Jimmy Carter is still like President Reagan. I mean, come on. So if he's still president, I can still blame it on him.
It's all his fault.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he was. I saw him fiddling with my cameras earlier, so you know. Also, I can't even say what he's
The
doing.
stalker's running over here to score this zone. It's like you've never seen the internet before,
No, I don't get on the internet.
and you don't know that Thanks Obama was a thing for like approximately 8 years. I don't know how I know that it was 8 years, but
Well, I'm assuming you've got a very good estimation, mostly because I feel like you keep track of these things.
who is this?
Who dis? Who dis? Who dis? That
Yep,
do
that's
dis,
Iona.
do dis.
So,
So
he's probably,
I think maybe
probably
he
still out of
heard
threat,
about the first game.
which is weird because I actually didn't talk to him about the first game.
Well, I think Brandon was telling people about it, and I mean, it was talking. People were going on.
I mean, also maybe he's just a good player and he realized he's in a
No, he is. John is a good player.
yeah, and he's camping 5.
Yeah, it's like, so if he's like me, what he would do is he would camp. So does anybody score? Because that was the end of 2.
No, John went first. Or no, you're right. So nobody. Yeah, John should have scored 1.
Did he not score the bottom flag?
No, I don't think that's a solo. I mean, check it out.
I'm gonna go look.
What did he score what's in the top zone? Oh, the Narhorn.
All right, well, so that's a big swing in John's flavor turn. So that means that Brandon can't play nearly as sort of like slow. He's got to get some points on the board. I mean, he has good pieces to contest, but like he's running out. The whole unit of Fen Blades are gone. And
Yeah.
I think John realized that he was going to at least get 2 points because he didn't realize he was going to get 3. He was going to get 2 points, and if he can get 2 points and not die, which it looks like is his plan, he is already on the positive foot, and then he also realizes he gets a third point from the Gnarlhorn in the top 10. So that's tough for Brandon to come back from. He's got a unit of Ravagers. He's kind of glommed up. He doesn't have a lot of solid pieces to pull. I mean, I think he's got Borka over there to remove maybe one of those Ravagers or two.
On the top or the bottom?
I think he's kind of more middle.
Alright. Yeah, I just like, I don't know what Brandon's going to do because like he can kill a bunch of models, and I just don't know that he can avoid losing for a long term, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. So we are at top of 3. John just scored 3 points on turn 2. That's pretty bad. But this is a tough matchup, like for Brandon. Like I think Brandon was even saying, like, this is a matchup that I can play, but I think it's tough. Like, Iona's still really strong. Ravagers are really fantastic. And John is playing the list well.
Well, he's doing a real smart thing where he's not worried about, like, he was like, oh, Iona's just gonna back off. I think the most egregious part of this is that he's not gonna have to feed. Because by the time he needs to feat, I think everything that the feat will matter a lot for will be dead.
He might feat for the Sea King.
He'll feat for Bridget and Call. That's what.
Oh, you mean Brandon? Brandon, I think, probably has to feat. He probably feats his turn just to get the 2 inches. Well, so he can do some fun stuff with power attacks. So he might be able to snag out a chunk of. So we were talking about it earlier, and while we both kind of like Borka 1, and he's got a lot of really great tools. His feat would be so much better if they did 2 things differently. 1, if they charged for free, and 2, if the additional damage die affected all power attacks, not just your battle group power attacks. Because then, like, Tuffla would be fantastic with it. And then your beast, the actual things you do with your beast would be great. But Borka's still solid. The 2 inches still really matters. But he was telling me earlier about some fun things he does with power strikes, because people do not expect power strikes at all. And they're D6 plus 3 inches, I believe. Maybe it's 2D6 plus 3 inches.
It's D6 plus 3.
Is it D6?
Yeah.
And so they go a lot farther. And the Sea King is base POW 15, goes up to 16, goes up to 19.
Yeah.
And an additional die in POW 19s.
Is like a regular heavy boosting.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. It hits hard, and also if you do it over like a medium, it just like if it's a heavy, right? He can run it over like I don't know if he gets there, but if he can get to that Gnarlhorn into a good spot, he might be able to put the Gnarlhorn over like maybe 2 Ravagers if possible. Or he might just say, screw it, let's get the Gnarlhorn out and do a ton of damage to it, right? Or just kill the Gnarlhorn so he can try and score the zone. Which I don't know if he can, but he's got to get some points on the board.
2 chainswords, same. You know that this priest could have killed Oh, wait.
Alright. So we're going to see some shenanigans.
Some shenanigans.
Yep. Oh, Fellcaller's going to do some work here.
I love the Fell Collar. I'm not going to lie.
What's that?
I love the Fell Collar.
Yeah, Brandon's lamenting having to attack Tharn, which will then give them vengeance.
Yeah.
3 saves. Still 3 saves. Okay.
He's just trying to check where he can get this Sea King to.
Do the most work.
Yeah.
So what exact? I don't have the monitor on, and I don't think the listeners can't hear. What are they discussing?
He's just doing math, trying to figure out what he can kill with the Sea King. Like he's in the tank trying to figure out what is happening, like what's going on. Because he's worried. He's thinking, I can get up here, I can kill a couple Ravagers, I can maybe do damage to the Gnarlhorn, right? But on the bottom, he's not got many he maybe kills 2 if he's lucky. And he's also got the problem of the Sea King doesn't have theme takedown. So the Ravagers, they can tough and heal. I mean, the healing doesn't matter because he's probably one-shotting them anyway, but the issue is they can tough.
He should just play Circle and get them Gallows Groves in there, you know?
Don't trolls have a lot of anti-healing tech?
They have a theme.
Stares at Rob.
They have a theme that Brandon is playing.
You make 9, 6 plus save.
My anti-healing tech is play a different faction.
You could play Scorn, who has this theme and Mortality Casters.
Oh yeah, you can play Grim 2.
Yeah.
Grim 2.
I don't think that works very well. Brandon's really...
Yeah, Grim 2 you don't think is super keen on a melee-focused army?
Yeah, probably not.
Are these Stone Boys coming up?
Yep. He said, quote, they're calling in the reserves.
Hell yeah.
Where was it?
That's when you know it's getting real, is when the Stone Boys come in.
Yep.
That's how you win games. Bring them Stone Boys all the way in. They're the actual MVPs of Trolls.
We were joking earlier, Brandon and I were joking earlier about Morton Ever 2 getting the Harbinger treatment. And what they meant when they said that was she's going to command 12, so that her feat's really good. But he also made the joke of she can martyr Warjacks, and I was like, I'll never lose a stalker to the stone again. It'll just have one box in movement, and I'm like, screw you, stone.
Oh yeah, because you get to choose what it heals.
Yeah, I'd actually put it in Cortex, but I don't know. I'd put it in Cortex, but if I'm martyring it, it's fine. The game's already gone.
Okay. Yes, I can martyr Jax. That seems a little bit ridiculous.
Also, when she has Field Marshal Salvage, that seems relatively bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be overly powerful. Let's just give him Puppet Master to the Tuflo. Here he goes, impacting 2 Ravagers. Okay. He hit both of them.
So is he charging that one in the back?
He's charging the one in the back. Hit both of the
Front.
impacts. No toughs because of Band of Heroes, and now he's going to take this guy out. He's a PAL 15, so he's gonna just kill that guy. Just murderized. And then he can get within 3 of the flag, or 4 of the flag, so he can contest. That was a good play. It's kind of ballsy to get those.
I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do.
I mean, he's Mat 9, right? So he only needs 5s to hit the,
or is that the
impact attacks.
Well, which one is that? Is that the Surefoot or the
No.
Phantasm unit?
I think that's a Phantasm unit.
Okay, yeah, so he needs 4s.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is he does.
He made sure.
He made sure, but that was kind of ballsy to fail and kill 1 or none instead of.
I mean, he's in a pretty tough spot. He doesn't
Yeah.
have a lot of tools left. So.
No, he has to do what he has to do. You're right.
All right, all these guys attacking those.
All right. The Mauler's just beating people up. Oh wait, no, not the Mauler. Who is that? Some warrior. The hero. Because the healer, the hero did. Is that Borka? Oh, I think it might be Borka. Yeah. That's right. It's just Borka borking up there.
Bork. So I think he might have been trying to slam that guy into the
I think that's what was happening. He was trying to crit slam that guy.
crit pitch or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever he has. I mean, on the plus side, he killed a Ravager, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, both sides are unpainted for the most part. Especially the gray is really rough. I'll tell you kind of what's going on. On the top side of the screen, you've got some Blood Weavers, and on the downside, you have then there's some Ravagers in there. Trying to get the camera working again, but it's just not quite there. Been having issues with it all weekend, but it. Let's see if we can't do it. But then you got Blood Weavers in that zone and a Gnarlhorn in that zone. And then below that, you've got Iona's behind that cloud. Sea King's going in.
Yeah, just.
Let's see what I can do. And then on the other side, you got Ravagers and in that zone.
Yep. So he's got a bunch of people in his melee. That's going to be fun. Not going to be easy though. Dice plus 6. So 15 to the 1 on the Gnarlhorn.
Yeah, that's what happens at dice plus 4.
6.
Dice plus 6? Is that what it is?
Yep. It's 24, it's the arm 18.
That's rough. So we got a little bit more knowledge about what's going on now. Got the cameras back up. As you can see, there's Blood Weavers, Ravagers. That Sea King's going in on that Gnarlhorn. I think he's going to try and just obliterate the Gnarlhorn, which he just did, and now he's just...
No, he's just punting Tharn.
Oh, so he did the charge in the Gnarlhorn, and
Yep.
now he's just punting Tharn?
Yep.
I think that's maybe the better play.
Yeah, he's got a boost on the Tharn, which is the problem, because they have Surefoot.
Oh, yeah. So I think because of the feat affecting the Tharn, but not the Gnarlhorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So he toughed that one, which is rough. Yep. And we're going to hit a guy in the back and hope we can get a good roll. Yep. He made 2 out of 3 tough checks.
That's how you win games.
And they have Surefoot, so they're not knocked down.
Boom.
I mean, so Brandon just, yeah, I mean, he passes. Brandon gets 1. So John's just gonna try and score out. Kill the tough low, he can score 2, and then kill an objective. I mean, he also could like feat and probably remove the Mountain King, maybe.
Sea King.
Yeah, that king.
The glorious king.
I'm sad that, I mean, I'm not really, but I'm kind of sad that the Sea King has snacking, but snacking doesn't get around tough. Like, he just puts people in their mouth, and they're like, no, I'm not dead yet.
They're like, no. Oh, he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. You know, instead of being like, oh, you're almost dead, or, you aren't dead yet. Oh, yes, you are.
All right.
Yeah, so this is...
So this is, yeah, that was, what, he's going to go kill the objective. He's going to kill that tough low, score 2 points down on the bottom. He just got to kill that tough low.
He's got to kill the tough. Brandon has 1.
Oh, he's 1?
Yeah, Brandon has
'Cause
1.
He scored the flag, right?
Yeah. So he has to score 3, but all he has to do is kill the tough low and an objective. So, like, theoretically, he's, I think, going to try and do this a hard way, but maybe he's not. But, like, basically, he has to kill the tough low, and, like, Iona probably won. Oh, she's probably not close enough. I actually don't know what's close enough for the objective.
That's a good question.
He can Hunter's Mark the objective, though, so...
I'm just not sure he has enough in range, though. I mean, alternatively, he's got Bridget and Call on the top, right? Or are they on the
Bridget and
south?
Call are on the towards the bottom.
Oh, so they're not particularly going to do as much. So, you know, but he's going to go 2 points up, I think.
I think he's going to have the ability. I think he's going to get to the objective with something, even if he can't. If he goes 5-1, and there's
It just
not
doesn't
a lot,
get Iona killed, yeah.
He was aiming and taking some shots at that tough low, but
So I
okay.
think,
So Iona's going and she's feeding.
okay.
I think that's all she did because other people are charging. So I hope that doesn't come back to bite him. Because he just said feet and then charged with a different unit.
Let's see. So I think the tough low made a tough check. He's gonna buy attack. I mean, has
No. Yeah, he just has another charge.
so that's 2 points to John. Oh, so I don't think he scored his flag.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's what
they
it
were
is.
saying that he needed to score 2 or 3, but yeah, I don't think that he scored the.
So he must not have scored that top flag, which is pretty rough. So that's game, I guess. That was a rough one.
That was hard to watch, yeah.
So.
But it is what it is.
So Brandon Andrews out, which
Well, we have
John
our
Marcus, again, Iona is real good. This was a much better match than their first one. 5-0 to John, who won on scenario by kind of just obliterating a unit of Fen Blades. It's a pretty tough match for trolls, honestly. They don't necessarily have a great drop into this. This wasn't a terrible one though. So we do have potentially another round coming up. We will let you know. Keep an eye out for another one. And there's Matt handing out ridiculous pins. But if we have another round, keep an eye out. If not, we will be on tomorrow with the cut to the Qualifier tournament, which will be the top 16, so 4 rounds. So keep an eye out to watch that. All right, we will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. This was Mysterious Talking Yetiman.